You have finished setting up your client-side A/B test in your testing tool. Now, how do you make absolutely sure that everything is working perfectly fine? The solution is called the quality assurance. You want to ensure that everything is working perfectly fine, as you do not want to be responsible for bugs and errors on the website caused by your A/B test. My name is Ruben de Boer, and in this feed, you will learn how to check your experiment on all devices, in different browsers, and on different screen sizes. So let's dive right in and learn how to perform a quality assurance. In this lesson, we will use Convert. However, the theory covered in this lesson applies to all client-side testing tools on the market. I simply use Convert as it is an excellent, popular, and affordable tool. I have set up an experiment in which I changed the header on my CRO Tips newsletter page. So this is the original page. Now the first thing you can do for your quality assurance is to check out the preview mode. Each tool has a preview mode, which you can find here in Convert. Simply go to preview here, copy the link, use the QR code for a mobile phone, or click over here. So here we see the changed header. This is the original, and this is the variation of the experiment. So the preview mode will give you a first impression of what your variation looks like. You can see your changes, click around on the test page, check if all functionalities still work, and use this as the first quality check. So here we see the changed header. We can resize the screen and see if it still looks good. And of course, in this case, we also want to test the form if it still works. Right here. And at the bottom of the page, I have another form. So again, this is a great first check. However, you want to see the real situation for a proper quality assurance. Therefore, we want to set a test live, but only for us. So let's leave the preview mode. We want to set a test live to get a real situation, but only for yourself, as we are not sure everything is working fine. And therefore, we do not want visitors to see the test yet. Now, there are 3 ways we can do this. First, we can set the test live for users with a specific cookie. Second, we can set a test live for users with a specific IP address. And third, we can set it live to a query parameter. The most used and easiest method is setting it live to a query parameter or UTM parameter. Therefore, this lesson will cover that method. First, we want to ensure that we see the variation and not the control or original. So we must change the weight to 100% for the variation. We can do this right here. Now, when we set the test live, we are sure to see variation 1. Next, we have to go to audience targeting. And let's click New Audience and Advanced. Let's first give it a name and select Campaign. This allows you to target your experiment at a specific campaign parameter and have it persist while you navigate your website. So let's name the campaign My A/B Test and click Add Audience and save changes. Now, only visitors will enter the test with this campaign in a query parameter, and as no such campaign exists, we can be the only one in the test. So when we set the test live, only visitors with this campaign parameter will enter the test and see the variation. So let's set the test live and see what we got. First, you have to open an incognito window, type the URL of the page where your test is running, and add the campaign query parameter. I already have it right here. So here we see the URL of the experiment with the campaign parameter. And here we see the changed header again. And this looks good. Now again, we have to resize and see if everything still works as it should. So again, do fill out the forms and see if everything works. As the campaign parameter persists during your session, you can also click back and forth and you should stay in the experiment. So we can go to my homepage, again go to the newsletter page, and we still see the changed header. So this looks good. Now, if you also want to check that the data is being sent to your data platform, you can use a tool like Omnibug to see what events are tracked on the page. So the changes in my variation look good, but this is Google Chrome. And of course, you also want to check this in some other browsers like Firefox, Edge, and Safari. And if your test runs on different devices, you want to conduct the same steps on a mobile device and perhaps on a tablet as well. So enter the URL with the query parameter in an incognito browser or your mobile device and follow the same steps. This is how to do the quality assurance using a query parameter. If you're testing on several pages, like a complete checkout or all product pages, check out several of these pages or all pages to check if everything is working fine. So if you're testing on a complete checkout, do the quality assurance on all pages in the checkout. If you're testing on all product pages, do check a sufficient amount of product pages from different categories to see if your changes work for all of them. In summary, to do a thorough quality assurance, you can start in the preview mode. However, it is better to set the experiment live so that only you can see it. The easiest way to do this is to set the test live to a query parameter. Next, open an incognito window, go to your test page with the query parameter, and check if everything looks good and works as it should. I hope this feed was useful. Have fun setting up more reliable experiments, and do not forget to check out the other CXL feeds.